Okay. I also don't really have a topic for this week. We could talk about whatever you guys want.
Sports.
It doesn't have to be, but
There are no sports.
yeah, it's literally
Conversation done.
Oof. Sad.
I mean, but actually though, if like football season gets delayed, that's when I'm going to start having problems. I'm fine for the next few months. Like, it's not ideal, but it's fine. But no football, especially because the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl this year. It's going to be tough.
Stephon Diggs.
I mean, and all our defensive signings, like, the Bills are looking pretty nice. I'm just saying.
And the offensive line re-signings.
Yeah. So the Reddit subreddit for the Bills has had a lot of discussions about this, and everyone kind of ended up coming to the consensus that, like, okay, the offensive line isn't great, but addressing these other needs was definitely like the way to go. And so
Offensive line is fine.
maybe like in the draft, if best pick available is an offensive lineman, then we do something there, or maybe there's one other surprise signing because we still have a lot of cap space because we haven't re-signed too many people yet, which should probably be step next. But yeah,
I believe last time you were on the podcast, you mentioned you wanted them to draft a wide receiver with the first round pick.
well, and we did that effectively.
Okay.
Right, we traded the first round pick for a receiver who, like, how do I put it? If our first round pick ended up becoming as good as Stephon Diggs, then that would have been a win, right? So kind of sidestepping the chance aspect of not really know exactly what we're getting, and instead we just get Diggs. And I mean, if Allen works on his deep ball a little bit and can put some air under some passes and place them well, then I mean, yeah, it's just going to be a really good offense. So
I think the bigger news is the Patriots gave up on Tom Brady, or Tom Brady gave up on the Patriots. So I think
All right, Ted, we're
gonna
give up on that. We're gonna go to the theme right now. Welcome to the Dinging Experience podcast. Me and someone else. Anyone else?
no, that would have been a great. I wanted to leave some time to let the phone ding again because that would have been perfect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that. So we have Nathaniel back. Not very interesting. But Ted is apparently very popular.
Am I?
You got all these notifications.
Oh, yeah. Those are people asking about the coronavirus movie. If you remember that from a few podcasts ago, I'm getting all these notifications for my movie. Actually,
Really, because most of Hollywood is shut down. So.
It's underground Hollywood.
We're in pre-production, so yeah, you can do that remotely.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, sorry, Ted. Did you have a thing about the Patriots?
Oh, no. I just said Tom Brady left the Patriots, and I think that's the reason why the Bills will win the division. Not their offensive signing, not Stephon Diggs. It's because Tom Brady left.
Yeah, I can see the Bills getting the 2 seed and then not getting a bye, which is just like, get shit on. Like, what an awful time to be in a position to win the division relative to previous years, right?
I agree.
Yeah, so whatever. It'll be fine. The XFL's done.
Yeah, I heard they failed today, so...
I mean, that wasn't even like the AAF where they just like had poor money management and, it was kind of like an outside shot to begin with, but they just got shit on by COVID. Like, there's nothing they could do about this. Like, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's okay, Hopefully the world will improve after COVID, No more global warming, maybe. Maybe they'll figure out...
That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Sad.
Actually, so like, what's it called? Because of reduction in like aerosols in the atmosphere. I don't exactly know what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. It's actually going to be hotter this summer because like reflection in higher levels of the atmosphere won't occur at a high rate, so a lot more heat's going to get through. So like long term, this is better, but in the short term, this summer is going to be like deathly.
Oh boy, how exciting!
Yeah.
Well, okay. Oh my goodness, who was that?
That's email from Accelerant Research. They want me to take a survey.
Why do you have your email open?
Who doesn't have their email open?
I have my email open.
Well, but you don't need it during the podcast. Well, okay. Nathaniel's working right now.
No. We started this at 5 p.m.
Oh,
right when I finished work. For the record.
yeah. If anyone's listening. Yeah.
Oh, they're always listening.
Oh, you sent it to all your friends?
Yeah.
Or your new work pals?
I played the system really well. I did not take the time to fill out my absentee ballot for the Democratic nomination, which ended up working out because I had no choice at the end of the day anyway. So, yep. Energy saved. Don't vote confirmed.
Yeah, Ted, talk to us about voting.
Well, I think it's important to vote. You know, no matter which party you. Honestly, I'm part of the thing. Everything should be closed on that November Tuesday, and everyone can just go vote, and it'll be great. Just vote, but don't vote for SGA president.
Oh boy.
Do they still hold primaries after everyone else has dropped? Because like, couldn't you write someone in? I don't know how it works, but like,
yeah, Bernie said he was still going to stay on the ballot. So a bunch of people all those Bernie bros are like, oh, I'm just going to vote for Bernie on the ballot, and like write him in November. It was this whole thing on Reddit, but I don't know if you can really trust Reddit on politics.
Yeah, you didn't even have to say politics for that sentence to be true. So
you can trust it on Bill's research.
What is that?
Like just Bills fans. I meant just like Bills.
Oh, like Buffalo Bills.
Yes, sorry.
I just thought you were talking about some really nice guy named Bill who did some
research.
Oh,
well, him too.
Like, yeah, Bill sounds like a trustworthy guy. I absolutely agree.
Bill's got a whole research thread.
So I did not say, just a side note, I just say that the subreddit came to a consensus. It did not say that it was correct or true, but just everyone kind of came into agreement. Which is kind of, I mean, that's how politics works, right? So actually maybe the Reddit is a good place for that. Because like, did we make the right decision with every election? Doesn't matter. All that matters is you come to a general consensus, or that gets decided.
Actually, you know who's been perusing Reddit a lot lately? Ted, you could talk about this more.
Oh, Justin. Justin goes on the Gotek Reddit and he'll like mention things during our meetings. And
give some context. Who is Justin?
What did he say?
Ted, give some context. Who is Justin?
Justin is the Center of Academic Services, CAS, but now we're known as. What are we known as?
We haven't decided yet.
We haven't decided yet, but he is the program coordinator, and he was our boss. Stephanie is now our new boss, and she should definitely come onto this podcast if she's listening. And during one of our meetings, he just mentioned the whole debacle about pass-fail and how USG doesn't go to pass-fail and how everyone is angry, and it was a whole charade.
He's mentioned a number of things from the Georgia Tech Reddit, or the Georgia subreddit.
Nathaniel, what's your opinion?
A couple memes
on what?
Pass-fail. Should we go or no?
I think it's fine either way. I totally get the argument, and I totally understand why some people wouldn't want that. If it was solely my decision, I'd probably go pass fail just because people didn't sign up for this. You know what I mean? And just that in general, I think means that you should allow a lot of leniency. So, yeah. But I don't think it's a big deal. People are hyping it up and getting outraged about it, but it hardly makes a difference.
I agree completely. I think, you know, pass fail would be great. Then I can just chill for this semester. But I think most of the professors, at least my experience, have been very, very reasonable with me. If you explain to them what's going on, they'll work with you.
Oh, like every class, all of my professors are like, how can we help you more? How can we make this easier?
Yeah. Well, I have a question. Is it true that not all of your classes are asynchronous?
Yeah, some of my classes are, I have to go to lecture for an hour at like 10 a.m. Eastern time. So
what does have to mean? Elaborate more.
I think my professor is too old and too incompetent to use Canvas to properly upload the lectures.
Okay, so like if you don't go, so like it doesn't directly impact your grade, but if you don't go, then that information is lost.
Basically, unless someone is telling him how to figure it out.
So,
at least nothing.
So classic tech move, in my opinion. Like the reason why that's not cool is because like imagine an international student, maybe it's 10 a.m. for you, but what if it's 4 a.m. for them?
Yeah.
Like they're just getting dunked on. Like there's nothing you can do about that. That's like awful. So
and
not cool. Everything should be asynchronous. We had 2 weeks with spring break and the extra week off to like prepare this stuff. I don't care like who you are. Like, you know, you gotta support the students here, in my opinion. So that's crazy to me.
Yeah, to the professor's credit, I think he is figuring it out. He is like asking someone to help teach him.
Ooh, gotcha.
I mean, that's I don't have that issue. My brother did mention that. He goes to another school, and one of his professors said, we're doing lecture live. If you can't make it, tough. And one of the students said, hey, it's going to be 2 a.m. during the lecture time. And the professor was like, well, oh well.
Yeah, what the hell is that? Like, okay, this is something where when I was at tech, I kind of like took it for granted. But now that I've seen how other places operate, like that is unique to tech. Like that's not how it works everywhere else.
No, this is at a different school. This is my brother's school.
Oh, this is your brother's school.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay, well, wait. What's your brother's school?
I don't know if I should say that.
All right, well, fuck that school too. That's bullshit.
It's a Big Ten school.
Okay.
Is it University of Maryland?
That doesn't narrow it down.
It gives you an idea.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I'm gonna let it go because obviously you don't want to say it. But
what I mean is like it's a fairly large university. Like it's not some weird random small school.
Yeah. Would you say it has a reputation similar to tech, where like it's like high success, high stress type deal?
No.
Okay,
but
that's surprising then.
My brother's major is very well, how should I say this? The school is very good at my brother's major, but not much else.
Cool.
It's like very average for everything, but then it has a really good school for what my brother does. So I don't know if it's part of like his core class or if it's just a random class. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I just left it all ambiguous. We'll let the audience figure out what it is.
At least 2 a.m. is kind of like, actually, nah. That's awful. I think 4 a.m. is
'Cause-
the worst time.
Well, 2, and then it ends at 3.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
Well, because if it's 4, you could just wake up at 4, and then like that's your day. Like
Yeah, but
lectures 4 to 5.
that's not very college studenty, right? Like getting up that early is insane. But on the flip side, like how many of us have stayed up until 3? Now, the last thing I did was not sit in on a lecture. That sounds brutal. But at the same time, it's not like I've never stayed up that late.
Yeah, but imagine doing that Monday, Wednesday, Friday for like 3 weeks.
And then you got to take a test at the class. Maybe it's take a test at 2 a.m.
Wait, I did do that. Well, I mean, I didn't have lecture, but like one summer I only had classes Tuesday, Thursday. So yeah, I mean, I was staying up until like 3 o'clock on Monday, Wednesday, Friday because I didn't have class the next day. So whatever.
Ted, are you cooking?
Am I cooking?
Yeah.
No, I'm in my little basement layer.
Oh my goodness. Nathaniel, you got to check this place out.
I have to turn on my mic. Nathaniel, do you want to see my gargoyle?
I'm a lot was just thrown at me, but I'll say yes to anything.
This is my gargoyle.
Yeah, so describe it for the listeners.
It's a gargoyle on a laptop, and it sits on my desk. I got it from a like thrift shop in North Carolina, and my dad almost disowned me when I bought it. So, yeah. So, speaking of gargoyles, what do you think about naming your kid Dracula?
Pass.
Pass.
I think it's great. I think I would name my kid Dracula.
I think great is a lot.
So
That'd be
the kid's
weird.
name would be Dracula Vladdy?
Yes.
Well, okay, the little like bit of Slavic Russian twang to it kind of does make it a little more badass, but I don't know.
He
Would
might
the kid's
get bullied.
nickname be Vlad?
Well, his nickname would be Drake, but his full name would be Dracula.
What the fuck? You really thought this out, I'll give you that.
So he could just go as Drake his whole life.
He could, yeah. When he leaves my household at 18, I assume he'll change his name to Drake, but the first 18 years, it's Dracula.
Cool.
We could change the subject if you want.
do that.
Guys, what? Okay. So,
Okay. Oh, you have something?
no, I don't. I could.
Okay. I'll go. I dropped my whole stimulus check payment on a new computer, and I'm really excited about it. The current one I have is 5 years old. It was good enough for the time. Like I really only wanted to play like Dota on it, and I only had one screen, so I didn't need to run like a lot of stuff at once. So like I didn't need too much RAM. But yeah, this new one, it's Ryzen 7. The graphics card is a 2070, pretty nice. I just went for 32 gigs of RAM, so I can just do whatever I want and not have to worry about that. Yep.
You know, some people are unemployed.
Huh?
Some people are unemployed.
Okay. Well,
That means they even get they get unemployment plus the stimulus check.
yeah, like what do you okay, so also here's my justification, right? From a personal finance standpoint, it's definitely a good idea to not spend every penny of the stimulus check on stuff
What
like
was
this.
your major in college?
Economics, but from an economic standpoint, it's almost my social responsibility to do that. If everyone just saves away the stimulus check, then the economy is just going to be
Even
just as fucked as it was before, except instead the US government just printed a bunch of money and nothing happened. So I'm not telling you as an individual that you should go spend the stimulus check per se, But at the same time, we should all recognize that if no one spends any of their stimulus check, then like their economy is not getting better, or at least not from the stimulus check, right? Like the whole point of it was that people go spend stuff. So
Did you get yours in the mail or direct deposited yet?
no, it hasn't come yet. But
Okay.
they're actually they start coming in today.
I was gonna say, yeah, they should be soon.
They roll out over the next like 2 or 3 weeks, so everyone will get
Well,
it in April.
Ted and I don't get it.
Yeah.
No, I do.
You're not a dependent?
Yeah, I tricked my dad into not claiming me as a dependent this year for the first year.
Yeah, dude, what a $1,200 decision.
Big
You're a
win.
wizard.
Yeah, so first year not being a dependent, and it really paid off.
Oh, well, it pays more for me to be a dependent. So,
Dude, I feel bad for my friends who graduated like very recently, and like have jobs now, but like because of the previous year's like tax filing, they're not going to get it. You know what I mean? So it's like there are people who had jobs, got laid off, don't get the stimulus check because of this like little loophole. It's brutal.
we're like, yeah, I can't find a job.
Yeah, in this economy,
Who knows? It'll fix itself in June. We can hope.
June seems ambitious.
dude, you should have applied for the administrative coordinator position at GSU. Stephanie's old job.
No, Georgia Tech's adding a new one too. They're adding a
What?
tutoring one. Yeah. Breaking news.
Interesting.
Hot scoop.
Oh, Oscar.
Well, I mean, Justin's been talking about that for like 2 years, but if it actually happens, I'll still kind of be surprised.
It was more realistic a couple months ago, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what approval step they're in, but like it's probably not going through now. And
He's mentioned it more recently.
that just means he wants it more. Not that it's more
Perhaps.
feasible.
I don't know. I think Stephanie's been very good, and I think he's using that, especially since we're getting a new director and all that too. So it's.
Oh yeah, what does that look like?
Oh, we don't know. I just told you everything we know.
Cool.
But anyway, yeah, I can apply to be the tutoring coordinator at Georgia Tech.
Daniel, did you ever hear back from that nuclear power plant job?
No, that wasn't even supposed to get back to me until like early May anyway.
Okay.
So I have another month. I did hear back from something else, and I didn't get it. So, yeah.
Well, this quarantine has prepared you to live in your parents' house for a long time, so.
Oh my goodness.
You'll be okay.
I guess so. All right. Do you guys want to play the game, or
Sure. What game?
have you not played it, Nathaniel? I guess not.
Oh, that game? No, I've never played it.
Yeah. All right. Well, the game is called Questions or Answers, and it's basically just a bunch of yes or no, this or that type of questions. You can think as much as you want on them. There's no wrong answer. Well, they're probably wrong answers. There's no right answers.
Okay. So very low upside. I can only be wrong.
Kind of. We'll start with Ted.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Let's see. Ted, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. We'll start you easy. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Is it going to rain tomorrow?
Not where I am.
Are scissors dangerous?
Yeah. Very.
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 Okay. Neil, Patrick, or Harris?
Neil, but Neal.
Neal.
Like a different spelling of Neil instead of
Yeah, I got it.
Neil.
Yeah, sunset or sunrise?
Sunrise.
Do you always use the back of the chair?
No. Even though I should.
I thought you're not supposed to.
Well, it depends on how. Like if like the bottom of your back is not pressed up towards the back of the wrist, then it's really bad. But it's kind of good actually for your back if like it's flush against the backrest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are escalators dangerous?
Yeah, have you seen those videos where people fall through like the top step?
No.
You need to look it up. Like people are just going up the escalator, or like they jump on the escalator and then the step just like falls through and they fall into the escalator.
I don't know if you need to look it up, but like that does like he's not making it up. It's kind of
couldn't make
horrifying.
Ted's got some weird nightmares. Red pill or blue pill?
Red pill because I feel dangerous, but if I don't want to feel dangerous and die, blue pill.
Is it hot in here, or is it just you?
It's actually just Nathaniel.
Yeah, let's sit in that awkward silence for a bit.
What was that supposed to? Was I supposed to say something there?
I don't know.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right, last one, Ted. Have you ever not gone to an event because your phone wasn't charged?
I've been late to an event to charge my phone, but I've never skipped an event outright.
Okay. So you
Like, what if something happens? What if I, like, I don't know, fall and hurt myself? Or, I don't know, I get lost? You get into a car
What?
accident? Always have your phone charged.
okay. Nathaniel?
What about life before like cell phones, man? Like I know society's changed to be more like centric around it, but at the same time, I think it's a little liberating to like not be so glued to it. Like when I worked for the NFL, I did a camp in Oakland, and I was going to visit my friend in Berkeley area afterwards. And right after the camp, but before I went to visit my friend, like my phone broke, and it was like total bricked. Like I couldn't use it at all. The inside of the screen was like messed up. So I just used my laptop when I still had Wi-Fi at the hotel, and I told my friend like my phone died. I'm gonna get to your place at this time. Is that cool? And he said yes. And then yeah, like I was waiting outside his apartment for like 15 minutes, but I found him, and then I just went the whole rest of the weekend without my phone, and it was actually like really nice because I just didn't have to deal with my phone for the weekend.
I believe that.
So there's some upside, is all I'm saying. Like the points you made, very valid. You know, like yeah, it's a nice safety net, but at the same time, not the end of the world.
Oh, Sarah and I, so Sarah's my girlfriend, but we went down to like the bottom of the Grand Canyon for spring break.
Yeah.
Like, not the Grand Canyon, but a portion of like a different area of the Grand
The
Canyon.
minor canyon.
Sure. We'll say it that. We'll say like that. And so at the bottom there's this Native American reservation, and there was no cell phone access for the entire 3 days. So we went at the beginning of the coronavirus outbreak, and then we left the canyon like 4 days later, and things were just way worse than when they started. So it was nice for those 4 days not to know what's going on,
Yeah.
that New York was collapsing. But I hear it seems things are better there. So yeah, I see your point, Nathaniel.
Yeah, I think they hit peak, which Atlanta still has. I don't know how bad it's going to be in Atlanta because like it hasn't been that bad so far, which is kind of surprising because we're in the middle of like a very large city, right? So,
But how many people have they tested? Because like New York tested a lot of people, so they know it's bad. But
Yeah, maybe that's fair, but I don't know.
Nathaniel,
What's up?
are picnic tables uncomfortable?
Yes.
So why do they exist?
It's the best they have for like that. Like, are you going to build something fancier? Like, you just need to have something there.
I don't know. Someone's got to design that. Ted,
Maybe
get on it.
a backrest. Picnic tables would be okay if they had like a backrest.
Yeah, but that was my point. Like, who's going to make a picnic table with a backrest?
That's just a booth.
Yeah, that is just a booth. This isn't a Ruby Tuesdays. You don't get a booth and a yeah.
You should just start dragging out like these old booths, the parks.
Repurposing them. Yeah. When
Yeah.
all these restaurants close because of COVID, just put all the booths in.
You know what?
That
That's
might
a
be
$1 million
art.
idea.
Yeah, yeah. I think we're on
That's a
to something.
$1,200 idea.
Yeah. Get me off the tax return.
Where is it? Oh. Are ponytails bad for your hair?
I don't know. I don't have any fucking hair, so I'm the last person you should ask about that.
Yeah, as someone who started balding at 12, are ponytails bad for your hair?
Whoa, 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 whoa. 22.
Okay. I don't know about that.
Whoa, whoa. When I was a sophomore, full head of hair. It's great.
I'm trying to remember.
Oh no, I remember. Cause yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's when I was out trying to like meet people. You know? So yeah.
Hot tub or hot bath?
Hot tub. Trying to hang out with some bros, you know?
You
Bath's
could
a
do that
one
in a hot
person.
bath.
No, it's not the same.
Well, the
We
only
try
diff-
to chill 5
the
feet
only
apart.
Huh?
I said typically we try to chill 5 feet apart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, the only difference is like one pair of clothing.
Well, I mean, and you're outdoors or not. And
And-
one you're like trying to clean yourself.
Yeah.
And the other one you're just chilling.
You guys are missing the point. In a bath, you're bathing in your own filth. In a hot tub, at least the chlorine kills most of the filth.
Kind of.
I mean, I don't know if that's not my main point. My main point is trying to chill in a hot tub. It's kind of dope. Have you guys been in a hot tub when it's like snowing?
I feel like I have.
It's kind of awesome, actually. I like super fuck with it. It's dope. So, yeah.
All right, this next question is meant to be under normal circumstances. Okay.
Okay.
Is it okay to go to a restaurant alone?
Yeah.
Like when Ted goes to Olive Garden by himself, that's fine.
It's a Buffalo Wild Wings, actually.
Okay.
Well, sports bars are like super okay. Freshman year,
that's
I used to walk to Taco Mac every Sunday just to watch the Bills.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah. But Olive Garden, I mean, I'm not hype about it. I'm not like, this is fucking awesome. You guys got to try it. But I mean, if you just want to fucking go to RubeTube or something, you can
Sit in a
totally
booth?
go. Yeah. Maybe that's it. Maybe you just really want to sit in a booth. You're at the park having a picnic at a picnic table. You say, this fucking sucks. There's no support for my back. I could really use a booth. Go by yourself to Ruby 2. No problem. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drops or Jupiter?
Jupiter. Do I need more there? It's very large. It has a lot of fun moons. So many that we don't have names for all of them.
It's just
Yeah.
most people don't get the question. So
Well, yeah. I'll be honest. I'm not even that familiar with that song.
but you understood it was a song.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, most people don't get that. All right. Let's do this. I'll say I'm gonna come back to this one for Ted.
Uh-oh.
But Ted, we're gonna have to ask you a question. All right. Is corn on the cob just the chef being lazy?
Hmm. No, not just. Maybe a little bit. Not. I don't know what it's like to be a chef, right? But I'm thinking. Oh my gosh! Wait. Isn't it like ELOTE or something? You know what I'm talking about?
No. What?
There's a dish. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I think it's definitely like a Hispanic dish, like elote or something like that, right? I can't imagine that being. Actually, no, I can imagine. Okay, so restaurant called Loca Luna. They used to have Tapas Tuesdays where all their tapas was half priced, and yeah, it was great. You could just like try a bunch of stuff. So they had this elote dish, and it was corn on the cob, and it was awesome. And then one week they changed it to just be like not on the cob, but it was technically all the same ingredients and stuff, and it wasn't the same. I did not like it as much. It was really lacking, actually. So I don't know what it is about it, but there are definitely some circumstances where on the cob is the way to go.
Ted?
It's like an easy to go dish. It's like a New York slice or something like that where you can just pick it up and just take it on the street. So
Yeah, I just put
Have
like
you
a
seen
skewer
someone
in
do
it.
that?
I'll just put a skewer in it, and it's like an ice cream cone. I'm just holding onto that thing, taking little nibbles,
I don't
walking
think
around.
people do it here, but maybe in Spain, like maybe that's their New York slice, you know?
I don't think so.
That is so ridiculous.
People walking around with corn.
Oh, I mean, that'd be awesome, but no, I don't think that's a thing.
I don't-
That's what I'm spending my stimulus check on.
Corn on the cob skewers. You should start a food truck.
Smart. I could park. Oh, I had this whole thing about a boba cart. That was my food idea.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
The
Still
boba cart,
hasn't taken off.
yeah. For anyone who's not familiar, Georgia Tech doesn't have a nice place for boba that's nearby. So I was just gonna make this little coffee cart but serve boba there, and I thought it was great. But
But someone stole your idea.
yeah, but I think their idea is not like self-made boba. It's like you have to order it a day before, and they'll pick it up from Sweet Hut. So I think there's some room.
Nathaniel? Stacy or Stacy's mom?
Stacy. I think that answer speaks for itself.
Wow.
Didn't
Yeah.
Singer die? Someone died from that band.
The next question
I know nothing
Val-
about this.
is Valentine's Day bad for the environment?
Oh. I don't know. I feel like the answer is yes. But
It's gotta be.
yeah, I think it is. Because, okay, isn't it something like there's more chocolate consumed in the week leading up to Valentine's? Not like consumed in the economic sense, not like actually
Purchase?
eat. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not exactly the same though. Anyway, in the week leading up to Valentine's Day, then the rest of the year combined. So I don't know. That must put a strain on like the supply chain for that stuff. And
Well, they
I don't
know though.
yeah, that's a good point. I wonder how much projections actually help with it though, because like I don't know. There's a whole thing to consider with like temporary labor and like I don't know. It's a little volatile.
It's the same thing with like December and Christmas gifts.
Yeah. Okay. Well, wait. What isn't bad for the environment? You know what I mean?
All
Like,
holidays are bad for the environment. Like think about all the cows they have to have so the milk gets made for Valentine's Day. And cows are off for the environment.
oh shit. Yeah.
And all the waste, obviously. But
Yeah, a lot of plastic and stuff.
yeah, Ted, how much did you splurge on Valentine's Day this past year?
$1,200.
Oh, I wish. I think I got my girlfriend a card, maybe?
You bought her a car?
Card.
Yeah, I know. I did that on purpose. I just thought it'd be fun.
Yeah, I think that was it. And then I bought like we got to dinner, so maybe like $60 with the dinner.
You paid 60 for dinner?
Yeah, dinner plus card or something like that.
Darn. I paid like 80.
Oh.
No, I think it's more than that.
I paid zero, so
I kind of got
bring
tricked
it down the average.
because like I was gonna go to this restaurant, but then when we got there, we realized they only had like a special Valentine's Day dinner,
Oh.
and so yeah, so we had to. The price was like locked in.
You got tricked. You got bean
Kind
boozled.
of, yeah. Well, because I saw the menu online, and I was like, oh, maybe like you have the option to go with the normal menu or the Valentine's Day dinner, but that's not what happened. Okay, Nathaniel, last one, and then we'll go back to Ted.
Uh-oh.
Are napkins just rough tissues?
No. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think I don't know exactly what the difference is, but do they use the exact same type of paper but just lay it on there? Pretty sure it's different.
Oh, it's definitely different paper, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's not the same thing, but like rougher. It's
I didn't take the
different.
paper class, so I don't know. But I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure it's
that's
different.
way out of my jurisdiction, but
No,
yeah,
there's literally like a paper class that I could have taken. But like it's called pulp and paper manufacturing, I think.
right. Was it in the paper building?
I think it was actually.
Yeah, it had to have been, right? Did
Because
you
you can
guys ever
get
do
it.
that? Because I did that, like not taking the class, but like I
Well,
made paper there.
you can get a certificate in like pulp and paper engineering. Engineering.
Cool.
It's like 4 classes or something.
What's the word with box like corrugated boxes? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, could be valuable.
No, so I had a bunch of teachers in high school who were like, I studied like paper engineering when I went to college, and then it never took off, and then they had to become teachers. So be careful.
I didn't say I did it.
Well,
Just
Nathaniel was like, "Oh, these corrugated boxes are valuable." I'm sure that's what they thought like 10 years ago, but or 20 years ago.
Yeah, well, for everyone that happened to, there was another person who was like, I don't know if programming is going to be the future, and then they chose to do like accounting or some shit instead, and then they got dunked on.
okay, Ted,
Okay.
are you a cougar or a peacock?
Whoa.
Probably a peacock because I love floral, colorful clothing.
I don't think that's what that meant.
That's okay.
I'm all about it, brother.
Basically, what's the male version of a cougar?
Wait, I thought that was a rhino.
Is it a rhino?
Isn't it a
Yeah.
sugar daddy?
But
No, that's
you got to
different.
use an animal.
And sugar daddy implies that you have money.
An older man who seeks the companionship of a much younger woman, a rhino. Usually ugly and always horny.
Ted, is that you?
You know, maybe in 10 years it might be. Who knows? I hope I don't
Okay.
get wrinkly. That'd be sad.
Yeah, I have an update for your questions then. Where did peacock come from? Did you make that up?
That was Blake, I think.
Peacock.
I think
Older
Blake
man.
wrote that one. I don't know what's going on with Blake. Blake, if you're listening, you haven't responded in a couple weeks, so get on that. Okay, are we done here? You guys have anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, Bitcoin was at over 7,000 for 3 days in a row. So that's pretty sick. I would honestly say, like, you can buy fractions of it. Um, I would say buy some now if you can. Like, don't miss the train.
Are you serious?
What do you mean? Of course I'm serious.
Oh, okay. I never had so I was really big into cryptocurrencies. In high school, I was like one of those people who were like, I'm gonna buy Bitcoin for $20. And then I got scared and sold it at like 25. Um, so that was one of the big mistakes of my life. But also I used to trade cryptocurrencies on Binance and then they shut down. So I've had a void just in my heart.
Yeah, I mean, Robinhood is really good for that and other stuff. I would say that's probably like the top option. But even like Cash App, you can buy Bitcoin. Webull is a little more sophisticated, but it's good too. But yeah, anyway, there's just a bunch of platforms where it's really easy to get into cryptocurrencies. And yeah, I mean, I think it has a lot of potential to shoot up. So I don't think it's going to have a major drop.
And this is coming from a master's Georgia Tech student in economics. So,
well, and I did my senior research on the volatility of Bitcoin price.
there you go. So he knows what he's talking about. You
A
heard
little.
it first.
It's still kind of a crapshoot, right? It's really sophisticated gambling, but yeah, for the most part.
Okay, Ted.
Nothing else. I hope all the listeners are safe and healthy. I'll be wholesome. Hopefully it's all done and then we can. What's happening with this once you graduate, Daniel?
Did we make that announcement? I don't think we made that announcement. That announcement will be coming as soon as Blake answers.
Absolutely. Okay.
Do you guys want to like get together and have a party when we're allowed to?
I'm in the area, so Nathaniel, I can drive down.
Sweet.
I'm not.
Wait, how far? Where are you at again?
I'm in Alpharetta.
Oh, okay. Because like I go to Marietta every weekend, so
It's a small hop on the 278 or whatever it is.
yeah. Are you off 400? Pretty close to 400?
Yep.
Cool.
What's your address, Ted?
6969 420 Peachtree Avenue.
Yeah. Good call. There's like 8 of those. So
Yeah. They can't find me.
but anyway, yeah. Only like 30 minutes away. So
We'll be there when social distancing ends.
I mean, honestly, like you can come over now. I know if you're the only person I've seen in 2 weeks, who cares? So whatever.
Are your roommates there?
One of my roommates moved, still paying rent for the rest of the month. He actually hasn't paid me utilities for the past 2 months, so it'd be really nice if he could do that. But
He's listening.
So it's just my one roommate and his significant other. So I see them, and then on the weekends I see my immediate family. So yep, 5 people are in my contact zone, and no one has ever showed any symptoms. So I'm doing okay, I think.
He's safe.
Yeah.
Okay,
Daniel,
Ted, last words?
Like last words ever, like coronavirus is gonna get me.
It's like the
Just for the
boogeyman.
podcast.
I have none. What about you?